What the fuck is up, everybody? It is a little past 7 p.m. on Thursday, and you know what the fuck that means because you're already here. It means it's Blood Crisis time. Welcome to the chat, Coolio Ash. Welcome to the chat, Eggoplant. Welcome to the chat, Skull Smuggery. Thank you for being here. So I can get rid of all this bullshit real quick. And we got Substance Painter. So, just for the record, this will be not the first. Made it back after like 3 weeks. Well, thank you for coming back. Thanks for joining us. I feel like the time flies in between these streams. So to me, it like feels like it hasn't even been that long. No UV unwrap. I unwrapped the hair last stream and unwrapped the rest of the body off stream because it was like a 10-minute unwrap, 15-minute unwrap. But this is our gal. I've also done a little bit of baking off screen as well, just because that shit's like really boring to watch. No actual textures have been applied as of right now. So a lot of people have asked, and I'm gonna like tangent for a second. This stream will be, I'll just do a quick unwrap to follow along. Okay, no worries. Do it. This stream is going to be uploaded to YouTube. At some point, I haven't like watched any of my VODs in a really long time. At some point, chat stopped showing up on the stream and I like didn't even notice. So I will get chat showing back up on stream again. This stream will be uploaded to YouTube, as well as the last 6 streams that I have done, or 7 streams that I have done, however many Twitch has decided to keep. So I will be uploading stream VODs from now on. A ton of people have requested this, and it's like I should have been doing it the whole time, I'll be real. But like I said a few months ago, I was just kind of waiting to see which playlists, like music playlists I can put on, because a bunch of my streams for like a year were just getting automatically muted for like more than half the stream time was getting muted because I was playing like Kingdom Hearts and Ghibli music, and like I slowly had to figure out what was claimed by UMG and what wasn't. Then I finally figured it out. It's 90s drum and bass boiler room sets. Because it's all just fucking amen breaks. Which is fine. That's good to work to. It's music that I enjoy listening to. So, with that said, let's start texturing. I know a bunch of people are really curious about how I do my textures, and I've like posted about it once or twice in the past. But basically, Substance Painter has these really cool little things called baked lighting environments. You can see that I have one up in the top right corner here. And this is just basically a layer that bakes an environment map into the base texture, or like the base layer of like a character's texture. So what you're seeing right here is not the normal Substance Painter like view. I'll show you what normally looks like. So this is normally what Substance Painter looks like. And you can rotate the light source around the character. But if you go into like the base color, it's all the same, right? It all looks the same. And I can go here and turn this on. Why is environment map? Is it because I'm in base color? Yeah. So you can see this is the exact environment map that is driving the light on this character. So if I rotate it around, you can see it's impacting the character in different ways, right? However, if I go to base color, there is no environment map because this is all just like a flat texture, right? So if I turn this off and add like a layer, turn these off, you can see that like this fill layer, I can make it whatever color I want, right? I mean, this is probably a lot less difficult on the eyes to do it this way. So basically, this is just a single color, right? This fill layer is just one color. But if I go into my material mode, you'll see that it looks like shiny and it has lighting information that's being driven by the environment. And this is how graphics, like 3D graphics, have worked for a really long time. You don't always use normal lights, and when you're trying to get reflections and stuff, you almost never do. Like if I turn on the roughness a bunch, turn up the metallicness, you can see it's almost a perfect reflection of the environment around it, right? This is how Metal Mario works, basically. There's a texture that no one else can see that's just used to reflect in a character. So if I go back here and turn this off, right, this is how Metal Mario looks, kind of, you know. However, in old, like, PS2 games, most of the time, outside of like special scenarios, even in most GameCube games too, outside of like very special scenarios, like rounded glass is a good example of where they'd use something like this. Most of the time, they just have a single flat color for their textures, right? Kingdom Hearts 2, famously, this is how like the entire game is made. Outside of like visual effects and stuff, this is how all the characters and environments are made largely. So what we can do is we can take that environment map, and we can, instead of, you know, using it in real time, we can, in our texturing software, bake that lighting information down to the texture. I talked about this in devlog number 1, actually. Just a sec. But basically, now you'll see if I circle around this character, the reflection doesn't, like, move at all, right? It just stays in the same place regardless of where the camera is. Whereas if I go here into material mode, move this around, you'll see it moves and reflects and looks like metal depending on the camera angle I'm at, right? If I go back to base color, turn this back on, it doesn't. What it's doing is taking that environment map, using the lighting information, and then baking it down to a, like, an actual texture, right? So why do we care about this? Basically, if I take this and make it not look like metal, if I turn the roughness back up, turn the metallic down, maybe make it like a slightly darker color. Now we have something that is kind of resembling shading, right? And we can get even crazier with this. So there's things called like height maps, which like give added depth and detail to a lot of textures. Usually small micro details like screws, panel lines in sci-fi stuff. A lot of this is usually relegated to like a height map or a normal map. Chainmail in most video games is like a height map or a normal map if they're using, you know, like Xbox 360 or later style rendering. So what we can do, for example, is we can grab this, we can rotate this around, find the nice bright spot, put it kind of in the middle. And so I can rotate the environment still, right? But when I rotate the environment, it's not like tied to the camera. It's still just baking straight to the texture, right? So I can put the light like right in the middle so that like that's where your attention, where your focus is when you look at the character. Then I can turn these back on because she looks creepy without them. I can go here. I can grab this height layer. I can grab... First of all, make a black mask, add a fill layer, and then I can go here and go to my creases. Yeah, one of my favorite textures ever. I can go to my mask mode just so that I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I always turn off my UV wrapping. Put that like there. Actually, no, it should be like, it's supposed to be on the side of her pants, and I think that I have her unwrap upside down. I do have her pants upside down. That's so unfortunate. But now you can see we have these baggy pants. Like nice, like thick, like work pants, right? And with that, I can go back into my base color, and you'll see it doesn't look like anything at first, right? But if I go into my height layer and then turn this up, look, it looks like there's wrinkles in the pants. And obviously, like, you have to do some touch up to make this look good. It doesn't just like look great by itself. That's where like being an artist comes in, right? But I can, for example, you know, go here into this black mask. I can mask out like the pockets. Oh, that's right here. I need to put a fill or a paint above that. My bad. And then paint out the pockets. Paint out this because this is going to be like a shin guard. Kinda. And we don't want the wrinkles to show up on the shin guard. So like that, right? And then we can take this and we can add another fill and we can like get rid of the repeat on that. And we can then shrink it down. And then we can do like, we can like grab this and move it under here. And then we can make this like multiply that so that like only where the square is will you see the wrinkles. But then like even crazier than that, we can go add a filter here and then we can like blur this. And so that like when this is blurred, like the creases like have like a nice feather to them, right? So it's like the whole thing isn't being used. It's not using all of the wrinkle texture. I can kind of decide how much I do or don't want to show, right? Then I can take my creases texture, take my wrinkle texture, like make it really big so it like covers the whole pants. The whole pants. And then I can make the affected area bigger. I could even possibly put this under here as well. Blur that so that like the pockets are like a little love wrinkles. Yeah, exactly, right? And look, we didn't have to paint or like do anything with our hands, right? This is all just procedural. I could turn the blur down a little bit more. Can grab this, make it wider perhaps. And then yeah, we can turn that on and off, and then look at that. Look how much detail that adds for free. Isn't that cool? No brush strokes required. No drawing knowledge necessary. As long as you have an understanding of like light and color and value and how these things interact with one another, you don't actually have to know how to like apply that with brush strokes. That's just why I like digital art a lot. You can be creative and clever, and there are drawbacks to doing it this way, obviously. But I don't know, this is the way that tickles my brain. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh, you know what I just realized? No, I don't want to have to rebake. No. I should have sharpened these edges is what I just realized. So if I go back here, yeah, these should have been sharpened. Why didn't you sharpen these? You bitch. That's fine. I don't want to have to rebake again. So instead, let's do her face. Let's go. Do we have an environment here already? We do. It's the same one as the body. Perfect. Skin should not be this shiny. She is not greasy. Ow! What are you doing? Hi, puppy. That blender skin is insane. Thank you, I made it myself. Matrix time. Yeah, you can hang out. You're allowed to hang out. I got a kitty on my lap. You cannot chew my headphone cable. That's not for you. I have to be able to listen to my tunes while I stream. If you take that away from me, I'll have nothing left. Except for a loving partner and 2 beautiful cats and a roof over my head. But besides that, nothing. Oh, also, how did her hair get back next to her head? It shouldn't be like that. This needs to be moved out. Yo, what's up, Mercy Dragon? Thanks for joining chat. Nice to have you. So yeah, let's go FBX. Oh wait, actually I don't have to remake. Because it'll apply the edge split modifier for me. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, let's go, Blood Crisis stuff. Projects, Blender, characters, Sarah. Nice to see the process. My first time watching. Well, hell yeah, welcome. I am an indie game developer. This is a character for my indie game. Her name is Sarah, and we're about to get her face painted. So, where do we start? I kind of like want to... Oh yeah, that's right. We were supposed to do this first. Whoopsie. There we go. Get that popped in. Now we can see her whole face and her hair separately. And yes, okay, sharpening these edges did actually change in the export process. That's nice. Good stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and add, what is this? This is the shin. No, we're not on her face. Let's go to the skin layer. Let's add a fill. We'll call this hair. Oh man. You know, I might have to do some edits to this. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to do some edits to this. Maybe. Add a black mask, or actually add a black mask to this. Remove this one. Then we can add a fill. We can add an anchor point. We can call this facial hair mask. Call this sideburns. And oh, excuse me. Add a black mask. Add a fill. No, add an anchor point. Jesus. Facial hair mask. God, there we go. This, anchor points, facial hair mask, grab this, add a paint underneath it, grab a brush, and here we go. Make this smaller, we'll make this size, space, texture, so it's like consistent. Go here and start to paint this in. Go here, turn on the wireframe view. You can make this really messy at first. It does not have to be clean. Here, go to the mask. Just make sure I'm not missing any spots, which I definitely was. Whoa. Get me out of that arm. Get me out of there. Actually, you know, I just did all that work, but I think... I actually do think, just for the sake of procedural, I'm gonna do it like this. Damn, this playlist whips. I've definitely put it on before. I don't think I put it on in a minute. It's pretty good. I think we'll call it there. Go back to base color. Turn that off. So, looks nice, thank you. So we can do is call this hair base. We can take this, make it white. Turn the roughness. It's not doing anything. Okay. I guess it just doesn't want to. Okay, so then what we can do is make a new layer. We can call this hair dark. Add a black mask. And now here's where we can get like really crazy. You can add a fill. We can go anisotropic noise. Drag this in here. Change the angle by 90 degrees. Take this. Duplicate it. Set it to screen. Turn it off for a second. Start at the bottom one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Make sure it's not repeating. We don't want it to be repeating. Pattern. Turn the amount way down. Turn the thickness up. Turn the length to like 3. Turn the amount back down. Get rid of that. Duplicate that. Make this screen. Move this over to this one. All right, and then I guess actually what we should do Yo, what's up, Chowderp? Welcome to the chat. I've been getting so many new chatters lately. Thank you so much all for stopping by. Meow, hello, back to you. See, I think what we're going to do is take this. Let's make this a shape. Can you blur the edges? That's what I'm about to do. You mean like the hard edges here? Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Take a shape. Multiply. Turn that off. Yeah, so this is unfortunately, I am going to do this, but it's unfortunately going to require a few different layers. But that's okay. We'll call this beard spike 1. We can duplicate that. Move this over here. Move this over here. Realign that real quick. Yes, correct. Well, it's beard spike 2. Group this, call this beard spikes just to keep things nice and even. Beard spike 3. Yo, what's up, gnarly knave? Welcome, good to have you. Oh, then you know what else we can do is I should go here. I should add an anchor point, and we'll call this beard spike base color, I guess. So basically what that'll do is that if I decide like, oh, okay, I want like the beard spike colors, like I want these. Give me that back. Like say I want this to, for whatever reason, what's going on here? Hold on. Oh, there we go. I guess that was just like that. Anyways, say I want the color of this like shaded part of the beard to be like a different color, for example. I'm about to show you what anchor points do. Basically, if I wanted all of these to basically be the same color without being on the same layer, I can use an anchor point, go to this material, and then grab that anchor point, and it'll just copy it. So these layers can all be separate and have their own stacks of modifiers and effects, but can all use the same base material without having to change them all every time. So that way I can say, I probably don't want it to be red, but say like I want it to be a little bit lighter, a little bit darker. That way all of them update at the same time. Extremely useful. You can also take multiple sets of these and like layer them together. Very useful stuff. There we go. Take this, beard spike 3. Goodbye, kitty. Line up beard spike 3 with the beard spike. Even though it's not a beard, it's sideburns. Substance Painter, indeed. I love Substance Painter. I don't love Adobe, fuck Adobe, but they also like kind of like low-key didn't actually make this product. They just bought the company who did, so I can still appreciate it as a piece of software, I think. Beard Spike 4, again, it's not a beard, they're sideburns, but beard is a shorter word to type. Okay, nice. And I take this, and I put it here. I can turn these back on. It's also nice to see the process of the person I'm commissioning, you know? Oh, Mercy Dragon. Who is Mercy Dragon? Sorry, I recently put out a comm post, and so I have been DMing like 15 different people. It's nice to have you here, though. I had to use Substance Painter for a college class. It was hard because it was low-key just drawing. Yeah, there's a lot of really powerful stuff that you can do with Substance Painter, like without having to draw, but it's difficult to get there, and it also doesn't work for every project. But yes, this is the process that I use for most, but not all of my commissions. We were doing like photorealism stuff. Yeah, like again, you know, even for photorealism stuff, there's a lot of like procedural things that you can do in Substance Painter that don't require drawing, but they are not intuitive and they will not teach you how to do them in college. Take it from someone who graduated 3D art college. Talk the Tyro first. Visit your stream. Excited to see how you work. Wait, is this Carter's Quest talk or is this a different talk? OMG, you too. I'm in a game dev program. They low-key don't teach me anything. Yeah, I went to school for visual effects and 3D art, and we got taught a bunch of stuff that was industry standard in like 2006. But I graduated in 2020. Yo, welcome, Talk. It's an honor to have you here. For those of you who don't know, Talk is an unbelievably talented artist who has done a lot of the promotional artwork for hit game Carter's Quest, Real Web Legends thereof. Go check that game out if you've never heard of it. And go check out Talk if you've never seen their work. I'm gonna get this beard spike reined in a little bit more. I think. I don't want the bleed through to be as severe. So let me take this. Reduce that a little bit. Just kind of like pull back on some of the bleed through here so that the... Oh, here, just a second. I have to unleash the beast. Oh, I got some chat messages. Chowderp said, our game design professor was the lead designer for Crysis/Far Cry, but hasn't worked in the industry since. Yeah, many such cases where, like, they'll know stuff that was, like, revolutionary, like, 15 years ago. And it's not, like, bad for that person to go into teaching, but a lot of the time, like, the requirements of the job don't allow them to keep up with new methods and workflows that are introduced. And so they end up teaching outdated stuff because it's what they know. It's not really their fault, I don't think. Also, a lot of the time, they're just given, you know, a rubric that doesn't allow them to actually teach what they want to, which I had a professor like that in college as well. Mercy Dragon said, I don't know if anyone else asked, but I brought up that I had a pre-made model unrigged. The person I commissioned didn't stream, so it's kind of dark on how my model was going. It didn't come out very well. Paid around $800 for her, too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for checking my phone. I appreciate it. He doesn't know anything about games past like 07. Yeah, many such cases. Many such faces. But, anyways. Now, let's do a little bit more refining. Can turn the balance down. Turn the amount back up, maybe. Turn the thickness to like 2. No. A lot of my friends say I was scammed, so when asking for the commission, I was a little timid to ask. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I hope that, you know, that wasn't the case. I always like to hope that people aren't being scammers and that maybe it was just someone who was inexperienced, but that's really unfortunate. Can assure you I am not a scammer. I work in the games industry. Mostly indie games, but still, that's part of the games industry. I haven't worked on a AAA game like since college as an intern, and I don't ever want to do that again. People who work in AAA are unbelievably resilient. That's all I'm gonna say. So sideburns, facial hair mask, which is being driven by what, this hair base? Yes. So if I take this, we can call this poly paint. Then we'll make another layer. We'll call this. What game did you work on, if you can say? So, like, I am technically still under an NDA, but this is a Twitch stream with, like, 7 people, and I don't know if anyone will care. But I worked on a Halo project that it was not disclosed to me, what the Halo project was. I think it was either Halo Infinite or the Halo television show, and I just textured like some miscellaneous assets with Substance Painter while I was in college. It was like part of our college program, so like I didn't apply for an internship or anything. They kind of just like used students for free labor, now that I think of it, which is really funny. But yeah, I just textured like some crates and like boxes and stuff, but that was basically it. I say I'm not sure what project it was, because they let us know like 2 weeks into the project that like we weren't going to be working on it anymore. And I've never seen those props since that day. So I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen my work. I played Halo Infinite a lot a few years ago, and I've just have never seen my work in it, so I don't think that that was it. That maybe there's a chance that it was the Halo TV show, but I'm not watching that shit. No offense to people who like the Halo TV show, I just don't care about video game property adaptations very much. I don't put much stake in them. When they're good, it's like, hell yeah. Go you. Go people who like this thing. Congrats for you. But I just personally don't mess with them that much. I'm disappointed by them more often than not. And don't any of you dare ask if I would go to see a Kingdom Hearts live action movie, because you know the answer is yes. Don't call me out like that. Lego said, I graduated fine arts, but I want to do game design and development. Honestly, if you want to do game design and development and you just like want to do it for your own personal fulfillment, just learn it at home. I did not hear good things about it, neither did I. Oh, whoops. Wop, wop. One live action movie with Nomura character designs? Oh, that would be trippy. Those costumes would have so many fucking wires in them to keep everything like standing up. Man, how can I do this procedurally is always a question that I'm asking myself. I could just like add a height layer to this. Could always add like a height layer, and then I could like add a filter, and then I could like blur it a little bit. Kingdom Hearts was my childhood. Most of my character designs for a while, I'd use the crown from forget the difficulty mode from critical mode. Yeah, I feel you. I love Kingdom Hearts. Everyone here in this stream, I'm sure, knows this already, but I fucking love Kingdom Hearts. I'm like 70% sure a Kingdom Hearts movie will be a CG movie developed in-house at Square and slapped onto Disney Plus. I don't think they're ever going to do a live action or any Kingdom Hearts movie. Yo, what's up, Lunchbox Hyena? Yeah, if they made a Kingdom Hearts movie, I don't think it would even make it to Disney Plus. They already kind of did with fucking back cover. I mean, like, yeah, but Disney owns all of Kingdom Hearts. Like, a very common misconception is that Nomura has the last word on this series, but that could not be farther from the truth. Okay, also, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the height layer 0. I'm gonna make a new one. We're gonna call this hair height. Hair height main. I'm gonna add a black mask. We're gonna add a fill. Gonna add the facial hair mask, right? Yes. Gonna turn off the color and all this stuff, and then just turn up the height. And then what we can do is add a filter here, and then we can go bevel, and we can bevel the height like this. Right? And then we can do this. Just smooth it out. Maybe we don't want to bevel it. Gotta go for work. I hope I can catch another stream. Well, hell yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good time at work. All right, so beveling is going well right here, but is not going well over here. So like maybe if I add... Thank you for grabbing that. I appreciate it. So I'm thinking is maybe if I add more? What's that?
It's usually an R, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Can you message them real quick? I hope we didn't get Jeff's. That would be unfortunate. Okay, yeah, that is kind of working how I thought it would. I should be working in this panel, actually. It's better for my soul to be working in this panel. Also, mask. Make sure I'm not missing any spots. Disney 100% own Kingdom Hearts, but it's one of the least marketable IPs ever, so they just let Square handle it. Pretty much, yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. Just question mark is fine. I have to remember, something I have to remember is that this texture is going to get compressed. Like, I'm going to reduce the resolution of this texture by about, like, half. So it really does not have to be perfect. Turn that off for right now as well. Man, how do I want to do this? You know what? I'm actually not going to get stuck on the nitty gritty of like working on the face. We're going to do some other stuff that is more fun for chat to watch. That's not just me like lording over like a single piece of the design. Let's do her boots. We'll go back to her face in just a sec. Black is her clothes, right? Yes, you can change this to clothes, hair, and then skin. They change this in Blender too. Material is hair. This is clothes. Also hair. Oh no. Okay. So now what we can do, what is this? Knee pads. That's why you always name your layers. And so following my own advice, we'll call this, actually let's do this first. We'll call this boots. Add a black mask. Add a black mask. Add an anchor point. Add a fill. Call the anchor point boots anchor. Grab this, boots anchor. Cool. We can go here, go here. Start new boot goofing. New boot goofing. Perfect. And now we have a little folder just for the boots. We'll call this boots base. Then I can take this. I can make it this. Make these black. Kind of like leather. Increase the metallicness on them a little bit. You know what else we could do is leather. Add this to like the roughness. No, that doesn't really look right. Refuses to name my layers. I decipher the shapes and colors of the layer preview. Yeah, exactly. Boot space, knee pads. What is this? We'll call this pants wrinkle. Pants base. Boot space, make a new layer. We'll call this metal. Add a black mask. Grab all this shit. Blah, blah, blah. Grab this. Blah, blah, blah. No, actually, maybe we need a different... I think we need a different environment for this character. Another KH-like hit the scene? Oh, which one? Don't say Somber Heaven. That's not funny. We can't joke about Somber Heaven. I don't know. This, like, really ugly, like, washed out white tone... Yeah, I just don't love that. I'll take off glazed patio. This one I don't hate, actually. Let me get the light. Actually, oh no, it has the same kind of thing. Turn up the metallicness. Yeah, I just kind of don't like how washed out that looks. It's like so gray, right? Atelier? Let's try Atelier. I really like how Atelier looks on the boots. This one also has like kind of a washed out quality to it, but I do like the backlight. Like, I don't know, like I kind of fuck with that. I like the way that looks. Sue me, right? It's called Dusk Fade, Kingdom Hearts, but Jack and Daxter. Sorry, chat, we're going to take a little detour and watch a trailer for this. That sounds like the coolest thing ever. Dusk Fade. Oh, I think announced 7 hours ago. Okay, so I have heard of this. It did get an announcement a while ago. Come on, come on. I don't want to watch the fucking advertisements.
My star. Going back sounds tempting, doesn't it? But if we're always looking back, we'll miss everything the present has for us.
That is a Keyblade. I'm sorry. That's just a Keyblade. I'm sorry. That's the Ultra Kill parry sound. Does anyone else hear that? Maybe it's from like a sound effects pack, but that's the Underkill pair or Underkill. Oh my god. Can you imagine Undertale Ultra Kill crossover? That's the Ultra Kill parry. Anyways, sorry, that caught me off guard. Looks cute. I'll have to try it. I don't know what else there is to say. I'll have to try it out. The Kingdom Hearts influence is like, this is, I think, the fact that it's coming to PS5, Xbox, and like all that shit. I think this is easily the most like prominently advertised Kingdom Hearts like I've ever seen. Akita's next project. No, I think Akita's next project is going to end up being something like really weird and slow paced. He looks like Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet. He does have the Jim Hawkins haircut. It's definitely wearing all of its inspirations on its sleeve. But I have some critical thoughts immediately. However, that guy is literally holding a Keyblade. Kingdom Hearts inspiration everywhere. What a weird Keyblade. Yeah, looks cool. I'll have to give it a shot. There's some things that look kind of iffy to me, but I will reserve my judgment for when I actually play it. Looks sick though. I am excited to try it. Nevertheless. All right, let's get the music. No, I closed out of the music. Oh my god, I closed out of the music. What the heck? Get me back to my YouTube account. What the hell is going on here? Why am I on like the default? There we go. Let's do this. Whoa, that's loud. Excuse me. Come on, YouTube. You can do it. All right, there we go. Yeah, so let's get back to this. We got the apron. Let's do the apron. Let's see. Let's do it above the boots. This should be the whole, or almost the whole apron. Okay. There's more of the apron. Where's the pocket? Pocket is right here. So the back side of the apron also is right there. Looks good. Only thing that looks iffy is the camera shake when you attack, and I've never liked that in games. Hopefully it'll be something you can just toggle. I also tend to not really like that in most games, so I feel you. Very sympathetic. I think the boots need to be more banged up. This metal is way too shiny. Whoa, whoa, get back there. There's scratches. Looks pretty good. Whoa! Oh, welcome to the chat, Sunscreen. Substance Painter looks like magic to me as someone who only uses PaintNet. Hey, look, I grew up with PaintNet, so I feel you. Y'all already know I was up in PaintNet generating clouds. How will I know? I actually don't think this works as the roughness map. Maybe I could use this as a height map, though. Oh, that's real nice, actually. That kind of rocks. Scratch quantity. That gun that you made, I still love. Which one? I've made quite a few. I don't even know what's going on with Somber Heaven. It's a scam. It's not a real game. Which I thought the second that I saw it, but I did not want to say that in case it wasn't. I didn't want to like accuse someone of being a scammer with no evidence, obviously, but like the second that I saw that game, I was like, something weird's going on there. Turn down the scratch quantity. What was the female protagonist's name? Vel. Dev Twitter icon was AI generated, if I remember. It was, yes, absolutely it was. I'm just shocked because the guy has never like tried to change his name or alias and has just kept scamming people under the same name for like years without getting caught. That's kind of like what blows my mind. Scam indicator? Yeah, like absolutely. All right, so there's a few different things I could do here. So now you all want to see some like real Substance Painter magic? Check this out. Let me make something bright green so that it's real easy to see. We'll add a black mask. We'll add a... actually, go ahead and do this. We'll call this Metal Grung. Metal Grunge. Add a black mask. Remove this real quick. Just so we can see this. It was Velsgun then? Yeah, Alpha Knight does still use that, actually. I have those files in the game still for Alpha Knight. Fuck off, Fortnite. I don't care. Alright, so now we have this cool little green layer for Metal Grunge. Now what I can do is create a black mask. I can add a filter. I can call this curvature. Oh, no, not a filter. Excuse me, a generator. My bad. Very slightly different. Call this curvature. And now, oh, look at that. Look at that. We have green, but just around the edges. Now, you probably already are seeing where I'm going with this, right? We can make this like orange. Like red, kind of, like a little bit rusted. Oh, look at that. Oh. Look at how much character that adds. Look at that, right? And I didn't have to paint anything. I didn't have to draw anything. And then if I wanted to, I could go here, I could go to my curvature mask, I could just like blur it a little bit. I could like bump it up more if I wanted there to be like more dirt, more grime. I could even then afterwards, I could like bump this like way up. Right? I could bump that like way up. I could go here. I could like make this really rough and also like really metallic, and then make the color a little bit lighter like this. So just like absorb all of that light so the shading kind of disappears, but it's nice if we're going to do rust. So I can go here, create another fill. Go. I actually don't know what to look up specifically, so we could just pull up our alpha or our masks. I could look up grunge, actually. That'll help. I can look for something that kind of looks like rust a little bit. Okay, NVIDIA telling me that I can open the overlay as if I don't already know that. Thank you so much, NVIDIA. Grunge rock, rough dirty, rough cast. This kind of looks like rust, so we can go here, we can multiply that, and then look at that. Right? And then, you know, if I wanted to get like really crazy, what I could do is that like I have this curvature, right? So what I could do is add a curvature here. We'll call this like rust base. You have a subscription substance, or did you buy a version? I bought a version several years ago. So this is, I don't know what year this is. I think it's 2023 or 2022. So it's not the most recent version of Substance Painter. Do not ever pay a subscription service to Adobe. Like, ever. I didn't even want to have to pay the money for this shit, but I'm do this as a job, so like I kind of had to. Oh, I didn't know that was an option. If it is still, at least, it is. You can buy it one time on Steam. I don't think you can buy it directly from them anymore, but you can buy Substance Painter or Designer just directly off of Steam. Yeah, 2025 just came out like a few weeks ago, I think. But anyways, I can go here, I can go here. I can take this and I can pull the balance down. I can disable this for a second. Then above my mask, I can add a filter. I can go to my histogram scan, and then I can push this further. So the anchor point is still using this information, but above the anchor point, I put a histogram scan here. I add the grunge mask multiply. I add another fill. I use that same anchor point for the rust base. And then I think, what do I want? Divide? No. Multiply? No. Or wait, maybe? Yo, what's up, Splash? 2025 was yesterday. We are still in January. That is what it feels like. Anyways, what do we do? Inverse subtract, maybe? Oh, no, we want this to add. That's right. Then we can go to our levels. We can pull this back. Or no, never mind. Push this forward. So that way we get the gradual buildup, but we still get the grunge texture. So basically what was happening before is that I was taking my curvature, which grabs like sharp edges, like here. Actually, hold on. How did I say that? Am I missing a sharp edge here somewhere? No, I'm not. Even though it looks like I am in substance. But anyways. So yeah, I can generate this around the edges using my curvature. Then I can save this as an anchor point. Then afterwards, I can push this forwards more so that there's like more rust. I can even push it even further if I wanted to. Then I multiply this against the like grunge texture, but you'll see that that removes all of the depth from like the base. So instead of it looking like there's a lot of rust here and it like gradually decreases as you get farther from the edge, it kind of just all looks evenly grungy. So then I can take this anchor point and then add it back at the very end, and voila. Can even blur this a little bit, maybe. Beautiful. And then obviously I can take this, I can add another layer. I can make this like this, but like a little bit lighter. And then I can take this and I can add another one, and then I can call this like rust mask final. Then I can go here, add a black mask, and then I can add a fill, and then I can go rust mask final. All right. But yeah, anyways, now we can do this, and I can add another mask, add a filter, or not a filter, excuse me, a fill, and then find another thing that kind of looks a little bit like rust, but not quite the same. Take grunge fluff. Grunge fluff will work really nice, I think. Then we multiply that. And now we have a little bit of color depth to our rust. So it's not just monochrome or monotone, right? It's not just one color. We can take this, maybe push it up a little more, right? So how about that switch 2? Not getting one. I am not getting one. And then we can go back down to here. We can grab this, and I can do the same thing with this down here, right? No? Curvature. Oh no, metal grunge. I need it to be here. Really? Despite being sharp all over. Hold on. Yeah. That is so weird. Wonder why that is. Not even a financial position to even think about buying one. Yeah, like that's basically where I am. I have to ask for money on the internet in order to be able to even afford to develop my indie game. So yeah, I'm not getting a Switch 2. Blood Crisis Switch 2 port deconfirmed? Maybe not deconfirmed. Like if Blood Crisis pops off enough that people want my game on the Switch 2, it could happen. That is crazy though. Why is there, I'm so curious, why is there no rust on the bottom here? Also, the whole thing of fake physical games they're trying to implement is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. No, let me add. We're gonna do a little bit of this by hand, just because I'm like mad that none is coming through on the bottom here, like naturally. So we're just gonna add some. That didn't work the way that I thought it would. I did hear Nintendo provides really good indie dev support. That would be cool. Like, I hope that's true. Ah, of course. Apron. Pants wrinkle. Pants wrinkle needs to be like a lot more intense. So we can do is go to our baked lighting environment. We can actually turn up the height intensity, which will also turn up the intensity of the boots scratches, but that's okay. Set that to like 16. Alright, let's do some face, which will require actual drawing. No, no, it's not what I wanted. No, get me out of there. Okay. Where is field of view? Let's set that to 90. Or no, not field of view. Excuse me, focal length should be 90. All right, let's do some face. Oh my god, you know what I forgot? Like, literally an essential part of her fucking design. Excuse me? How did I forget this? What is wrong with me, chat? Her fucking eyelashes! The Anton Blast dev said the Switch part had some nasty glitches and support was super helpful. Oh, that's rad, actually. Let's go. We're so cooked. Who is we? Like the United States? And the people who live in it? Little bit, yeah. My dinner? So cooked? Yeah, baby. That's the only thing that should be cooked, IMO. Come on. In the air fryer that is yummy? Fuck yes. Let's fucking go yummy. Whoa. What do you mean by that? There we go. That was really weird. Everyone else see that? All right, girl. Let's get your beautiful lashes moved down here, I suppose. That's fair. Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 is considered to be a big Switch 2 launch game to them? Yeah. Very true. Let's re-export this. What was the thing you did that magically aligned the UV island to a grid? What is it called? UV Squares add-on. It's free. Just Google Blender UV Squares. It is unbelievably helpful. Getting it ASAP. Yeah, it is free. They do not charge for it. If you see someone trying to charge for it, there's probably a free version. So, oh my god, stop, mouse, please. Good lord. All right, so a little trick that you may have missed that I accidentally kind of like messed up. Let me go ahead and symmetrize these so she has 2 eyelashes. A thing that you may have missed that I did is that the head, it actually has a subdivision modifier on it to make it smoother. And I do this with a lot of my models that I texture. Wait, what was it I tabbed out? It's called UV Squares. UV Squares is the free add-on that I use to turn UVs into squares. Let me go ahead and fucking... Oh my god, hold on, I gotta do this on both sides. Anyways, basically, I put a subdivision surface modifier on the face, despite the fact that it is going to be, like, low poly. So what this allows me to do is get smoother baked maps and smoother results from the baked lighting environment when I texture. And then when I pull it back into Blender and apply the texture, I can just turn off the subdivisions, and I will still have the smoothness from Substance Painter's outputted textures. So I forgot to do that this time, and you'll see that she looks noticeably more low poly. And you'll see it also fucked up a bunch of her face. That's okay. I can fix most of this. But that was my fault for forgetting to reapply the texture. All right, we got all that basically fixed. Kinda, actually, I take it back. Like low-key, I take it back, actually. Back to base color. And why do the lashes look like that, I wonder? I don't want to have to rebake again. I can just rebake the face. It's fine. Right? Yeah. That's fine. Move that out of the way. FBX, Sarah, here. Save this first. Edit, project, select, Sarah, okay. Back to skin. Texture settings, bake mesh maps, bake skin. Okay. Now that's slightly less jank, but you know what? Just to make it jank free, select all these, separate, and then fuck it. You know, if they're separated, we might as well just grab that, delete it, and add a mirror modifier so that we know that they're actually mirrored. Get rid of that. FBX, export, Sarah, painter, edit, project configuration, select, Sarah, okay. Back to the skin, bake mesh maps, bake skin, okay, blender, move all these things back to the position except for the hair because it clips through the body. We don't want it to do that yet. FBX, Sarah, back to painter, save, edit, project configuration, Sarah, okay. See, this is one of the reasons that I don't do like a ton of texture streams is because a lot of it is just that over and over and over and over again. And actually, here, you know, let's do it one more time just because I shouldn't have put these right in front of her face, the thing that I am currently trying to texture. So let's do that one more time, edit, project, select, Sarah, okay. There we go. Much better. Now I can go back to her face. Do you want to see... Good to see the process, though. Do you want to see what makes anchor points, like, really, really cool? I will... Here, you know what? Let me find it. So this is something I made for Vel forever ago, but I still use for like almost every commission, even though it's like really fucked up. Let me turn the eyeliner off first. Eyes, eye whites. It's gonna be really goofy at first, but just bear with me. Also, what the fuck? Get rid of all that first. Back to my poly paint. Okay, so if I go here, make this much bigger. Turn my flow back up, turn my hardness back up. Just paint in some whites for the eyes. Looks really creepy, don't worry. But basically, I have this one object, this circle, which is an entire eye setup. And I can move this around and it moves the entire eye setup, and this is not like a texture. This is scalable, and it's based off of anchor points and layer linking, so I can move this original point around to basically anywhere and still have full control of everything inside of it. So I can change the color of the eyes. For example, Sarah's eyes are going to be red. This, again, looks really creepy at first, so we can go here, close out of this, go back to the iris, shape. And this obviously only works if it's like a bunch of layers that need to all be generally the same shape, but it is very powerful for things that are circle. We can go here, we can turn this on. And then, yeah, we also, using a bunch of masks, I can paint out the eye, and the iris will be cropped as well, although it appears as though I have a little bit of weirdness going on with the mask. There we go. That lets me basically get rid of it. It's still, like, kind of apparent. Try to paint up around here, because like I said, these are her eyelashes. Add a white mask. We can white mask out all of this so that I don't accidentally paint into her eyelashes. You know, I think I'll do the eyelashes separately, because I think I may have made them a little bit too wide for how big her eyes are actually going to be. Because her eyes are not going to be that big. So here's what we'll do. We'll do this one more time. Much about character modeling. How would you go about animating the eyes later on if they're baked into the texture? I would just make separate textures. So like Kingdom Hearts has this. I will have a separate face mesh, maybe, that will be high poly. So like this. It's like this is the textured face, this is the high poly face. I've seen this before? Okay, yeah, you understand. I don't know what this is, though. Texture mods. Original high poly edit. Oh, that's creepy looking. Alright. Let's get back out of Blender. Let's make these eyes. Oh, wait, no, let's get back in Blender, excuse me. FBX. Sarah. Save this. Edit. Project. Select. Sarah. Okay. Browse mask. Grab this. Grayscale. Damn, it's already been almost 2 hours. This shit, like, flies by for me. I fucking love texturing. So this is, like, nothing to me at all. So here's yet another, and I know these look like really jacked up. Don't worry, they won't in a sec. So like I can take these eyebrows, right? And these are just a texture, and I could go like, oh man, what if I want the height to be raised? But you'll see if I raise the height, and actually holding a music, that helped me find some holes in my shit. You'll see if I raise the height, it's like, oh, well, the height, it's like it's too sharp, right? So maybe I could go here and like blur this, right? Add like a filter and then blur it. But then you'll notice like it blurs the height, but it also blurs the color and it makes the whole thing look blurred, which is like not what we want, right? So instead, what I can do is I can call this browse base, and I can make another fill, and then I can copy this and paste it into here, and for some reason this link will be broken, but I can just fix it. Browse mask. We can call this browse height. We go back to here, turn off the height, go back here, turn on the height, and only the height, and then turn this up. And because this mask is still using this base as, like this folder is still using this base as a mask. So if I go into here and increase the height this way, I can go in here, add a filter, add a blur, and you'll see it'll blur the height, but it won't blur the surrounding color. Yet another thing that makes anchor points really powerful. If I wanted to, even, I could potentially make this a bevel, which probably will look like shit, but who knows? Sometimes bevel gives you what you want. You can smooth that out. Right? And then I can go back to my original browse base, I can go to my paint, and then I can, like, sharpen this stuff. And I don't have to worry about the masks being jacked up because it's all being powered by a single layer, and that's the layer that I'm painting on, right? Then we could also like do the same thing that we did with the other one, where we create another layer, make this a little bit darker. Actually, we can make this like bright red at first, just so we can see it better. Add a black mask, add a fill, add anisotropic noise, which I love. Everyone knows I love anisotropic noise. Could rotate this so that it's like that. Angle -102. Take this, I could even push it to the yellow. Take this, anisotropic. gross. Lamo. There you go. Just blur it like a tiny bit. And then when we go back to the eyes, they will be just ever so slightly less creepy. Hold on, let me go back to my original reference art for this character, actually. So yeah, she has like kind of like trapezoid shaped eyes, so like not as dramatically smiley as I have them right now. Let me see if I have something in here. Procedural that'll kind of give me what I'm looking for in terms of her eye shape. Let me see if I got something. I think I might. You want to know a really weird problem that like I think only like a handful of people in the entire world have that I have? Does anyone in chat have a problem like that where you're like, man, I have to be like one of the only people on the planet who like runs into this issue? But does anyone remember the Call of Duty Black Ops emblem editor? This is like kind of a long shot, but like for the first 2, maybe first 3 Black Ops games, Ego Plant remembers. Okay, yeah. There was an emblem editor, and basically it was like 10 layers, 10 shapes that you could stack on top of each other to make like an emblem for your Call of Duty clan or whatever. Plenty of people used it to make dicks and profanity and things like that, right? The things that you would expect from Call of Duty. And in the second game, they added like a shit ton more like shapes, and they gave you like way more layers that you could do, and you could make like way more complex stuff. But it was all just based on shapes, right? Often I'll be like, man, I know that there's this shape in Substance Painter, and I'll look for it, and I'll realize like halfway through looking for it that it's not in Substance Painter. I'm thinking of the Black Ops emblem editor. And I'll be like, oh man, that one like skull would make like a really good like grunge spot if I like blurred it a bunch. Or like, oh, I know there's like a slanted line, like a very specific slanted line shape that I know would work really well here. It happens to me all the fucking time. But anyways, let's see if I can find a shape for this lady's eye. There's a trapezoid. Me had a fill. Yeah, this fill. No repeat. Stripe width 0. And don't worry, chat. I am going somewhere with this. I promise. Watch this. You're like, wow, that looks so shitty, Moth. What did you even do? And then I'm gonna come in here with a histogram scan and go like, bam. Actually, that didn't really work the way I thought it would, but that's fine. blur this more to get it less or more round. I can also go here. I'm sure I have some kind of triangle shape. Like a rounded, oh, here we go. Rounded triangle shape. Good. Bop. And then I could make that screen. Then I can bop. Turn it upside down. Circle scale 0. Can pull this down here. See, this is why I do procedural stuff, because I feel like my hands don't do what I want them to, so I just let the computer take care of it for me. That being said, the pupil lighting doesn't really work here. So let's move this up. There we go. There's a lot you can get away with there's a lot you can get away with if you forego all procedural stuff, but I definitely do envy it. Yeah, you can't do everything procedurally, unfortunately, as much as I wish you could. So like having those traditional art skills is always good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat a little snack real quick. 'Cause I ate right before the stream, but I brought a little dessert with me and haven't touched it. A cacao pie from K-Town Bake Shop. Hey! Get out of here, you little scavenger. You aren't getting shit. This is chocolate. Uh-uh. All right. No, leave it alone. Wait, what? It'll go off any minute now. If it doesn't, it's because you've been fucking with the cable. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute for your auto feeder. Come on. Hello. Oh, it just still says it's 7:59. There it is. See, you just gotta trust the process. I knew it was gonna go off. All right, so I'm gonna do the lashes the way that I normally do them, which is like this. You can't see the thing like that. I just fed the beasts, but I should probably make something for myself, so I'll still be here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Super happy to have been here. I'm glad y'all could make it. I hope everyone who wanted to see a texture stream got a chance to pop in, at least for a little bit today. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, which I'm sure plenty of people missed, this will be on YouTube, as will all or most of my future streams. And don't worry, this is mirrored now, but fear not, this will be fixed. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Ah, I kept thinking I had to sneeze, but then it just like didn't happen. That's so frustrating. Uh-oh. You ate all your food. You just got it. Don't you scream, you little ungrateful. Little Miss Ungrateful, Little Miss Stinker. That's weird. No, this is it. Eye outline is eyeliner. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's the little baby. She's angry because she ate all her food and there's none left. Now I can start adding some cool details. Check this out. Gamers. Basically I'm gonna take this, make it a little bit more saturated, a little bit more red. We're gonna call this shading. Saturated, a little bit more red, a little bit darker. Add a mask. What's your cat's name? Her name is Gator. She is the little baby. We've had her for 6 months, which is how old she is. Her mom was a stray that we took in when she was pregnant. We took care of all the babies until they were big enough to be adopted, and then we kept Gator for ourselves, because we were very attached to her, and she was very, very sick as a baby, and we spent a lot of nights not being sure if she was gonna like make it to the next morning, and so we got very attached to her. But she's nice and healthy now. She's got an eye that's a little wonky, but she recovered faster than we could have hoped, so she's a little trooper. And she's also a little goblin from hell. Oh, she is not a void. She is a white and gray tabby. I feel like her eyes should be farther apart, but I'll work on that later. I think her eyes still are like too big generally, but I don't know. I don't have any other humans in Blood Crisis yet as a comparison besides Val, and I'd lost all of Val's files a while ago. Like, not all of them, but like most of them, unfortunately. I know, you just ate all your food. You just ate all of it. What's up?
You managed.
Banished from the living room? Thank you. So now what we can do is I can grab a fill. I can grab a moon. And this is going to be yet another way I can make the program do the shading for me. But basically, see if you can figure out where we're going with this. Can add a filter. You can now blur this. You can go here, make this much wider. You can take this and make it darker, make it a lot more like apparent. We could multiply this. Okay, that's pretty obvious. It's pretty apparent. And we can take this moon, we can duplicate this, we can subtract. Bring this up here, and then we can bring this down. Filter, blur again. Look at that. Now we're gonna add some really cool details. We'll call this grease. Yo, that's grease. Add a paint layer, and let's go brush. Let's like try to find like a really like blotchy kind of brush. Something really smeary like this. Oh, this is... like this. All right, cool. Oh shit, 16 viewers all of a sudden. Let's get her mouth. Let's work on her mouth. Now we'll call this mouth crease. This is yet another thing that will absolutely have to just be a painted on, unfortunately. Lips are just one of those things. But if you thought that I wasn't going to still do something procedural with it, joke's on you. Here's another cool thing you can do. Notice how when I bevel this, there's a little gap in between because it's mirrored. I don't know why, but if you add a blur and just set it to 0, like a blur that does not do anything, it'll just make the ones in the middle fill in. I have no clue why. I discovered that on accident one day. Oof, my neck. All right, now this is gonna be kind of tricky. I'm not good at mouths ever. Already not very good at eyes, but mouths are like something I've always kind of struggled with Substance Painter, at least with digital art. So I think what I'm gonna do is add a new layer. We'll call this top lip. I'll go ahead and make this like really. I don't get any shine on her like lip area, so that's like fine, whatever. Oh, whoops, this should go under the mouth crease, right? Yeah. .25. All right. Top lip base, maybe? Make a folder out of it, call it top lip. Add a black mask. Add a fill. Anchor points. Did I not add it to anchor point? No, I thought I did. Top lip base mask. There we go. Are we out of playlist? No, we still got more playlists left. Cool. So then we can do the same thing we did earlier. We can go here. We can call this blop. We can turn these off. Call this top lip height. Add a black mask. Add a not a levels. Add a fill. Top lip base mask. Turn the height up. Add a filter. We can bevel this, right? We can go filter, drag it below. Like I said, add a blur. For some reason that fixes it. Bevel it like that. Another filter, add another blur. And call this bottom lip. Bottom lip mask base. Okay, that's weird. Erase all of this. Turn that back on. Yeah, her lower lip still looks a little fucked up. Oh no. Bottom lip height. Bottom lip base. Remember to name your layers. It's so fucking important. Oh, whoops, wrong layer. What's up? It did. Curious? And now we can do fun stuff like adding like light and like shine to her lips to make them look glossy. And I have a very specific shape I'm thinking of, but I can't remember what it's called. But I can't remember what it's called. I will know it when I see it, assuming that I see it. And I know this one is not from Call of Duty Black Ops. But I still don't see it. So let's filter by these first. Let's see, where? There it is. Brush gouache. So then I can add this, add a black mask, add a fill. No, not levels. No, add a fill. Turn off the repeating. I was supposed to ask you to describe it, but I have no idea how you would do that. Describe what? Oh, the brush? Yeah. I thought this had procedural, whatever. Here, you know what? Barcode actually might work. Sometimes the filters you're looking for are the ones that you least expect. Actually, you know what? Let's do this on the top lip first. You know, I may even be going about this the wrong way. Oh my god. Alright, instead of that, let's do this. Big curved line. Oh my god, I can't adjust the thickness. Oh my god, I can't adjust the thickness. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. The thing that I'm looking for is something that I've used several times and just kind of forgot about. Glossy black lipstick. Let's just look up some like actual reference. Okay, that is like kind of what I'm looking for. But I am in fact just blurring it too much. And also maybe... I use anisotropic noise for everything. Don't yell at me. Length, like 5. Huh? What? What the fuck is going on? Why is that happening? Hold on, what? Why is Bevel just making it, like, disappear? Why is this happening? I've never had this issue before. Okay, I don't like really know what's going on with that, so whatever, I guess. I am so confused. The blur doesn't work either? There's got to be something really strange going on here that I like don't understand. Oh, that would do it. That'll do it indeed. Man, this is not like at all working the way I want it to. That's fine. She okay?
I think she might have books in these.
No.
Oh no, what's she doing? Too much indeed. Let's try transform filter and like offset this a little bit. Lip shine top. That looks funny. Lip shine bottom. Man, fuck this. I'll come back to this later. Important step of any texturing project is sometimes if you get hung up on something, just say fuck it and come back to it later with fresh eyes. Lips look good enough for right now. Hold on, let me find the top lip here. Hold that in, kind of get rid of the border between these. That's weird. What's going on there?
I had a gift.
Oh, that's what's going on. No. Yeah, her eyes are still too big. Oh, but I don't have to redraw them. That's right, because I'm a fucking brain genius.
I had a gift.
There we go. Much less creepy. See, we still got like a little bit of bleed through here. I think maybe there's just nothing we can do about that. Or... no. No. Okay. Oh man, Chad, it has been almost 3 hours. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. I just got like so lost in the sauce. I'm not gonna lie, but I have such a good time texturing that like it doesn't feel like any time has passed at all. So I will be getting ready to end the stream here pretty soon. But I think she's coming along great, personally. What do we think, chat? Let's get like a general consensus going. How do we think she's looking overall? I'm a fan. Good to hear. This parallel working on comms alongside the stream did really breeze by. I'm glad you had a good time hanging out. I'm glad to have you here, Talk. I would love to have you potentially do art for Blood Crisis someday. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it. Cancel me. We still got a lot more work to do, but I think she's coming along great so far. I might make her head a little bit bigger. This is looking a little bit small compared to the rest of her body, despite the fact that she is very tall. She is very large, but... I don't know, let's redo this eyeliner. Something more appropriate. Hell yeah. I just have to get together some money to actually pay you first. So it might be a minute, because I'm a little bit broke right now, but... Yeah, if you'd be interested at all in doing some of the cover art or some of the Steam artwork for Blood Crisis, I think that'd be fucking awesome. I don't know how interested you are in working in black and white, but I would like... I think I would like some tasteful black and white artwork for Blood Crisis's Steam cover. Or Steam page, rather. Chat, I think I'm going to call it here, just because it's been almost 3 hours. And if I keep going now, I'm not going to stop for the rest of the night, so... Now that I've paid attention to the time, I will bid you all farewell. Sunscreen said, I've been wrestling with Steam page artwork all week. It's an art for... Sure, don't get me started on making good gifts. I know that feel. Chat, are we eepy? We're a little eepy, Talk. I'm a little eepy. I'm gonna go get some bed. Maybe watch a little bit of TV beforehand. But I've had a not like a super busy day, but I'm fucking tired, so. Ah! If y'all want, let me know in chat. Anyone who's here and able to type, you are going to be the deciders. Should I work on this more off stream, or would y'all like for me to wait and make this like something that I exclusively work on stream? Because I can do that. I know a bunch of people wanted texture streams, and I don't want to just like do one and then have it be over with and have that be it, because I do a lot of weird shit in Substance Painter that I know people have been curious about. So if you're down, if you're all, you know, up for it, happy to keep going to your streams. Boring answer, but no preference. All right, maybe I'll cheat and work a little bit off stream, but Talk, you are welcome to my stream anytime. I do all sorts of stuff, not just texturing. So I'll be here next week, same time. It's my day off today. I was happy to be able to make it today. Well, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I will, for tonight, though, bid all of you farewell. And I will see you back here, same spot, next week. And I hope all of the time that you spend between now and then is wonderful and filled with joy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.